Hi everyone, welcome to CBC News Montreal. It is a pleasure for us to hand over our anchor desk to your group. Today, you will get to do what we do every day, put together your own version of CBC News Montreal.
Yeah, and you'll get a real feel for what it takes to put a newscast together. Now, during this workshop, you'll walk a mile in the shoes of reporters, cameramen, and editors, and you'll get a feel for the kind of teamwork you need to really take a newscast to air.
And so, good luck on this adventure and have fun.
And we'll see you at the end of the newscast.
Thanks to both of you. Good evening to all. This is Anne Faneuf, and I used to teach class 42 at Ozias-Leduc Secondary School. Today, my students are embarking on an amazing experience, that of producing a television show. I'm in the studio control room now. We often hear about those who work behind the camera. Well, here they are. Without them, it would be impossible to make TV shows. I wish everyone a great show.
Good evening, everyone. This is Émile Champagne. I'm standing in the studios of Radio-Canada Centre d'Information in Montreal. It's very impressive. Here are the stories we are following today. Biotop containers are an innovative way to create a garden in the urban setting. To find out more, we will talk to members of Les Urbainculteurs. The London Olympic Games in 2012, a guided tour with our correspondents who will give us details about the facilities. And finally, the flying car, a US invention that could revolutionize transportation. Enjoy the show.
Your favorite spies are back.
Hearing that makes me feel better.
I'm retiring. Freedom 57.
Oh, Peter.
An all-new Insecurity, Monday at 8:30 on CBC.
Do I need to cut off all contact with my family? Because I can. It's no problem.
Monday, Erica goes back to high school in an all-new episode that can only be described in one word.
Showing.
An all-new Being Erica, Monday at 9 on CBC.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to CBC News Montreal. To start, Raphael brings us your latest weather forecast. Good evening. Tell us it's going to be nice and warm for the next few days.
Unfortunately, not Rachel. Meteo Media has issued a weather alert for nearly all of the eastern Canada. In some parts of the Maritimes, between 15 and 25 centimeters of snow are expected over the next 24 hours, so get ready to shovel and make snowmen this weekend. Did you know that in 1941, Bombardier introduced the first B-12 snowmobile? It was shaped like a school bus and designed to carry passengers during major snowstorms. That was 70 years ago. Now let's take a look at the weather map. You can see that strong winds will blow toward the Florida Peninsula before dissipating over the Caribbean Sea. But don't worry, those of you flying off to sun destinations will still need to get out your sunblock. These winds will only last 24 hours. The island of Montreal will receive around 10 centimeters of snowfall over the next 7 days. For tonight, clear skies with a low of -4 and a high of 3 in the Quebec City and Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean regions. The storm will dump over 30 centimeters of snow and bring violent winds. So there you have it. Stay warm this evening and see you tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
For a number of years now, Canadians have been paying more attention to their diet and the environment. Everybody's talking about local purchasing and food sovereignty.
By the time food gets to our plates, it travels an average of 2,400 kilometers. A group of committed young people in Quebec City have found a simple, cheap way to reduce those thousands of kilometers to just a few meters between your rooftop and your kitchen.
What's the secret? Biotop containers. This innovative products could also offer an interesting alternative to traditional green proof.
To find out more, we're joined by two members of the group Les Urbainculteurs. Good evening, Charlotte.
Good evening.
So, tell us about your organization, Les Urbainculteurs.
Les Urbainculteurs is a young non-profit organization that promotes urban agriculture. It's made up of residents who are campaigning to go back to the land in the city. Our goal is to produce over 2 tons of vegetables right here on this roof. It's quite a challenge to grow that amount of produce on 4,000 square feet of shingles in the city center. To some, the project may seem ambitious or even utopian, but a Quebec invention could become a key tool in the new agricultural revolution: biotop containers. Biotop containers consist of a large receptacle that acts as a water reservoir and 2 growing trays. Each one contains vermiculite covered with a layer of super fertile compost as well as mycorrhizal fungi useful for transplantation and mulch to conserve moistness. The particular design of these containers allows the plants to develop 2 types of roots. The first type stays in the upper part to absorb minerals, while the second type grows down through the lattice to draw water from the reservoir. This system keeps plants very happy with a constant supply of water and nutrients. They can focus on growing and flourishing. To simplify things, there's an automated irrigation system.
Thanks very much to Les Urbainculteurs for that information. And for those who are interested, the organization holds an open house event of the Maison de Lebervière roof each fall. Visit their website for more information. Members will give guide tours of the garden, explain the biotop technology, and allow curious visitors to taste the rare species they grow. Biotop containers and vegetables will also be sold on site.
After the break, all London is gearing up for the next Olympic Games. Don't go away.
He went toe-to-toe with a champion. He's raced across frozen seas. Now, let's celebrate the year that was.
I think I could go for a warm beer now.
The Best of Rick Mercer Report 2010, Tuesday at 8 on CBC. The next Dragon's Den, Happy Clown.
You're okay.
Sad Clown.
I just can't write checks to people dressed up as bozos.
And there's more than meets the eye.
Oh, you've got parasites or worms.
Dragon's Den, brought to you in part by Cadillac, Wednesday at 8 on CBC.
Arthur.
What?
Guinevere's gone.
On the next Camelot.
Now on to something completely different. In 2012, the United Kingdom will be hosting the Olympic Games. This time for the summer version of the game. Our correspondent will obviously be following the story closely for us. So Charlotte, London is where the world's top athlete will be squaring off.
That's right, Karianne. The Olympics will be held from July 27 to August 12, 2012. I should mention that it will be the 3rd time the British capital has had the honor of hosting the Games. It also staged the Olympics in 1908 and 1948. A very divided organizing committee ended up giving it the nod over Paris, despite the fact that the City of Lights was the odds-on favorite to land the event.
So London now has the colossal task of organizing the next Olympiad. It's a monumental challenge. Are the preparations well underway?
Yes. Work on the Olympic Park in East London has been underway for several years now. The park features a wide range of sport facilities, including the 80,000-seat Olympic Stadium, the Aquatic Center, the Velo Park, the Athletes Village, and the Media Center. Those who are interested can actually visit the site. The 2012 Olympic site tower starts at Stratford in East London, where you can see how work the Olympic Park is coming along. There are other Olympic facilities on the tower, including the Millennium Dome. The company Tower Guides Limited also has two other tours on offer. Each tour lasts approximately 2 hours. It's a wonderful opportunity for those wanting to get into the spirit of the games or for travelers making a stopover in the UK. But you have to act fast because the Olympics are just around the corner. Back to you, Karianne.
Thank you. For more information on the tour, visit the website at the address appearing on the screen or on your screen. When we return, Emily will give us the latest on the new technology. But first, Selena Wapachi, host of Mamie 2, which air on CBC North Quebec in Crew. Tell us about her show. Hello, Selena.
Georgia Nam South CBC. Georgia Nam gets from Stabit Sig. I would put Montreal to bed at CBC Jueden. Ayum Nanod get Hagakster Shim Nanod. I would touch bed at the Badgerman Douch, Jueden, Quebec, UST had out beacon. The book seemed no magam says at the Mewbrig in a date egg. What Jegan swear.
.3D television, iPhone, and iPads are just a few examples of how technology is moving forward at a staggering pace. These days, a new computer can become outdated in just a few short months. Our technology reporter has more. Good evening, Emily.
Hello, Karianne. Technology is indeed evolving extremely rapidly. A few years ago, CRT screens provided a state-of-the-art image quality and zip drives were a miraculous way to save data. Now mobile phones have become the ultimate communication tool. The internet has also revolutionized our daily lives. Cable companies seeking to cash in on the trend now offer a wide range of apps for smartphones and tablet PCs. In fact, CBC now offers a huge selection of shows on CBC TV. To compete with these emerging technologies, new products are hitting the market every week.
And as you do each week, you will be talking to our tech expert who will give us a rundown on all the latest gadgets.
Yes, I'm here with Chad, someone who needs no introduction. Hello, so what you got for us tonight?
Good evening, Emily. This evening I'm going to talk about the several things, starting off with the iPad and iPhone, applications that are most popular with consumers. Take the Print Magic apps, which only cost $1.99. It's also you need to send text and photo from your device to a printer via wireless connection. If easy to configure and use. CBC News Network have a very popular application with the touch of your finger gets all the new matters to you from CBC when and where you want it. There's also a CBC TV apps, smartphone and tablet which allow you to watch shows like George Tonight, Little Mosque on the Prairies, Dragon's Dance, Steve and Chris, and much more. The CBC Radio Canada team is currently working on making these apps available on Apple TV. As far as 3D television concerned, I suggest you wait before buying one right now. Manufacturers are a tight race to corner the market, but it's also limited, just like it was for HD television before they hit the market. Next week I will be talking about connected television. Stay tuned.
Thank you very much, Chad. You never fail to amaze us with all these new gadgets. We'll see you next week. Back to you, Karianne.
Thank you, Emily. It's always very enlightening to talk to you. Now let's see what weather reporter Frank Cavallaro has to say about this segment of the program. Hello, Frank.
Thanks for that report. I'm Frank Cavallaro from CBC News Montreal. Every day we work very hard to bring you the latest news stories from here at home and around the world. My role is to bring you the most accurate weather forecast and the most reliable. You can catch me on CBC News Montreal weeknights at 5, 5:30 and 6, and late night at 10:55 following the National.
Francophone artists will be front and center on Montreal stage this fall. Her art reporter, Elora, is here to tell us about the must-see shows. Hello.
Hello, Rachel. Let me tell you about the top shows to watch for on the Quebec music scene. The CBCin has several dates to put on your calendar. Jean Leloup on the 9th, Mr. Valère on the 10th, Malajube on the 14th, Carquois on the 17th, Les Apartistes on the 27th and the 28th. I suggest you to visit their website to buy tickets and check showtimes. During the holidays at the Bell Center, Cirque du Soleil is back with Dralion, a show that blends Eastern and West acrobatic prose. The show names reflects the meeting of East and West. Dragon for the East, draw, and Lion for the West. This groundbreaking production has staged by Guy Caron, combining ancient Chinese tradition with modern approach of Cirque du Soleil. It's on from December 18th to 30th. In December, Théâtre Saint-Denis will be hosting comedian Stéphane Rousseau and his show Les Confessions. Rousseau will regale audience with a variety of hilarious and rebel tales from his life. The show runs from 14th to 30th. And there you have it, Rachel.
Two very different shows not to be missed. And I believe Elora, a very unusual artist, will be giving a debut performance at the Bell Center this winter.
Yes, indeed. A Montrealer of Chinese origin will be by the name of Tom Lee. Is the latest hot phenomenon of the internet these days. He shots to world fame after posting impressionist act on the YouTube and decided to use the fact that he has the same name as the famed Motley Crue drummer to launch his career. He'll be singing the group's rock hits in Chinese.
Thanks, Elora, for all the suggestions. After the break, we'll be looking at flying cars. Are they the vehicle of the future? Don't go away.
For a great music mix you won't hear anywhere else. Radio 2 Morning with Tom Allen. On the new CBC Radio 2. Everywhere music takes you.
This is CBC News. Start your day in the know with World Report.
Good morning, I'm Peter Armstrong. This is World Report.
Now with a new format and a new host.
I've been out there. I've talked to the people that make the news.
Veteran correspondent Peter Armstrong brings journalistic excellence from the field
Jerusalem, Beirut
to the studio.
It's just a matter of understanding what has happened out there, what is happening out there, and how that affects people in their daily lives.
World Report with Peter Armstrong on CBC Radio 1.
A U.S. company has managed to develop a hybrid airplane car with wings. When it's on the ground, you stow the wings and drive it like a normal car. But in the air, it's like a small plane. Our aviation reporter has the story. Hello, Junie. So, tell me, will anyone be able to drive this vehicle?
No. First, you need $2,005 to buy one. Then you need a pilot's license along with a regular driver's license. And these flying cars can take off from a highway. You can only fly them from a certified aerodrome on a runway that's at least 2.5 kilometers long. That means you also have to be able to cover the cost of renting the takeoff and landing strip. Now, technically speaking, it's a pretty impressive machine, not so much because of its size, but because of its ingenious design. Developed by the US company Terrafugia, the vehicle is actually an extremely aerodynamic car equipped by two formidable wings along the doors. The wings can be deployed in under a minute, allowing the vehicles to lift off and reach altitude to up to 3,000 meters. It has room for 2 passengers. The flying car isn't on the market yet, but it's just a matter of time.
Thanks very much, Junie. Yet another example of how technology is advancing at breakneck speed. Entering a news program is quite a challenge, one to which we rise every day. We ask our colleague Andrew Chang to share some of his experience with us. Hello Andrew, can you give us a brief story of how you came to be a reporter for CBC News Montreal?
I guess like a lot of people who get their starts in this industry, I started as an intern. I started doing a one-week internship, which, I worked my butt off doing that. That snowballed into a 3-week internship. Then I got a summer job. I started as a researcher, actually, making phone calls for reporters and some of the various shows, both in radio and television. I went on to reporting, covering everything from the Dawson College shooting to the Laval overpass collapse, reporting for both radio and TV, and then slowly you just kind of work your way up, and live TV is what I love doing, so that's how I became an anchor.
How did your education prepare you for becoming a journalist and news anchor?
I did 4 years in the journalism program at Carleton University in Ottawa, and since a very young age I've always had a passion for writing, and there's a big writing component in this job. So having sort of a writing interest, a news interest, just following the news, and being interested in a lot of different things, I think is probably a good requirement for this industry, and that's something that I guess I have.
Give us a little taste of what a typical day is like for you.
There's a lot of reading and a lot of writing. You know, I come in, you have to be briefed on sort of all of the day's events. You have to follow them in great detail. You have to know what all of the reporters that you're working with are going to be working on that day. And if you have a live interview on set, you have to research your topics. If there's a live event going on, you have to be following that. And then it all culminates in the newscast that starts at 5 and goes until 6:30.
Doing a live broadcast must have its ups and downs. Do you have any stories to tell us?
Yeah, there are definitely ups and downs. The down, I guess, one of the big ones is when you read this wonderfully crafted introduction to a piece, and then it doesn't run. You're just sort of hanging there, and then you scramble and you're trying to find the next piece, and that one's not ready either, and then you just have to throw it a commercial break. So those are probably the downs.
Thank you for sharing your time and insight with us, Andrew. I wish you and CBC News Montreal continued success. Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andrew, for telling us what it's like to be a journalist. That's our show for today. Tune into CBC News Montreal daily from 5 p.m. In closing, we decide to ask our colleague at Radio-Canada International whether they like our show today.
My name is Gordon McDougall of Radio-Canada International, and you guys, you did a great job.
Bonjour, ici Raymond Desmarteaux des services français de Radio-Canada International. Vous avez fait de l'excellent travail.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Георгий Боровский из русской секции Международного канадского радио. Вы отлично поработали.
Aqui é a Gilda Salomone, da seção brasileira da Rádio Canadá Internacional. Vocês fizeram um excelente trabalho.
سمير بدوي من القسم العربي في راديو كندا الدولي. أهنئكم من كل قلبي على العمل الذي قمتم به. إنه عمل جيد وشكرا.
Soy Paloma Martínez del equipo latinoamericano de Radio Canadá Internacional. Ustedes acaban de hacer un excelente trabajo. Felicidades.
这里是加拿大国际广播电台的中文节目，您做的非常棒。
A big thank you to the entire Radio Canada International team. If you have any questions or need more information about the TV workshop, you can contact us at one of the addresses appearing on your screen.
And finally, we leave you with Wiper. Yes, he is a budgie, but veterinarians can explain why he has such curly plumage. They have classed him as a mutant. This is Karian.
And Rachel. See you tomorrow.